Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to take all the guesswork out of going solar. I'm going to show you a super simple 3-step method to size your home power system perfectly, so you get it right the very first time. Okay, let's paint a picture. It's the absolute hottest day of the year. Your AC is working overtime, and then, boom, silence. The whole grid just went down. Sound familiar? For a lot of us, this isn't some crazy hypothetical. It's practically a summer tradition. But you're not worried, right? You walk over to your thermostat, totally confident in that shiny new solar setup on your roof. You go to turn on the AC and... nothing. Not a peep. Your expensive new batteries are completely, totally dead. This exact moment of failure, this is what we are going to make sure never ever happens to you. I know what you're probably thinking. The math behind all this solar stuff seems crazy complicated, and making a mistake here can cost you a ton of money. But I promise you, it does not have to be that way. Today, we're going to walk through a simple, foolproof, 3-step method that gets it right. All right, let's jump right in. Step 1 is all about figuring out your home's energy thirst. We need to nail down exactly how much power you're going to need on any given day. So the first term we got to know is wattage. And honestly, the best way to think about wattage is to picture how thirsty an appliance is for electricity. Some things just sip a little power, while others, they just guzzle it down. And here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. A little 10-watt phone charger, it just sips power, barely makes a dent. But a 500-watt window air conditioner? Oh yeah, that thing absolutely guzzles electricity. And you know what? For the rest of this explainer, we're going to build our entire system around powering just that one AC unit. Okay, so if wattage is how fast an appliance drinks electricity, then watt-hours are the total amount it drinks over time. Just think of it like your own personal energy bucket for the day. It's the total volume of power you need to have on hand. So how do we figure out the size of that bucket? It's just simple multiplication. We take our AC unit's power draw, that's 500 watts, and we multiply it by how long we want to run it. Let's say 8 hours, to get through a hot afternoon and into the evening. And there you have it, a total daily need of 4,000 watt-hours. That's our magic number. All right, so that was step 1. That brings us to step 2, stockpiling for cloudy days. See, knowing your daily need is just the first piece of the puzzle. What happens when the sun doesn't shine? You absolutely need a backup plan, and that means storing way more energy than you use in just one day. This backup plan has a name. It's called autonomy. It's simply the number of days your system can keep running on just battery power with absolutely zero help from the sun. Think of it as your energy rainy day fund. And trust me, for real reliability, you always want at least a day or two's worth of power saved up. And the math here is just as simple. We take our daily energy need, that 4,000 watt-hours, and we multiply it by how many backup days we want. Let's be safe and plan for 2 cloudy days in a row. That means we need a total battery capacity of 8,000 watt-hours. This number right here is the actual size of the battery you need to go out and buy. Okay, deep breaths. We're on the home stretch. We know how much energy we need each day, and we know the size of our energy bucket, our battery. Now for the final and most crucial step. How do we actually fill that bucket? This is where we figure out the size of our solar panels. Now here's a really common mistake people make. You can't just count all the daylight hours. Solar panels really only work at their best when the sun is high and intense. We call these precious hours peak sun hours. Now, it does vary depending on where you live and the time of year, but a really safe, reliable industry standard to use for your calculations is 5 hours a day. To make this crystal clear, think about boiling a pot of water on the stove. You could let it sit on a gentle simmer all day long and it might get warm. Or you could crank it up to a full boil and get the job done in way less time. Those 5 peak sun hours, that's the full boil time for your solar panels. It's when they're really cooking. And here we go, our final calculation. It's just division. We take our total battery capacity, that's the 8,000 watt-hours we need, and we divide it by our 5 peak sun hours. And the result? 1,600 watts. That's it. That's the minimum size for the solar panel array you need to buy to fill up your batteries every single sunny day. So, let's put it all together now. With just those 3 simple calculations, we now have our complete blueprint. These are the exact numbers you need to have in your back pocket when you start shopping around for equipment. And here it is, your solar checklist. To run that 500-watt air conditioner for 8 hours a day and have a 2-day backup for cloudy weather, you need a battery bank that's at least 8,000 watt-hours and a solar array that's 1,600 watts. These are the specs, plain and simple, that will guarantee your system actually works when you need it the most. And you know, the best part about all this is that the same logic scales up no matter how big your project is. We planned for 4,000 watt-hours just for one little AC unit. But as you can see, a small home might need around 9,000, while a bigger, average American home is closer to 30,000. The process doesn't change a bit. The only thing that changes is that first number you start with in step 1. So there you have it. The fear is gone, the math is actually pretty simple, and now the blueprint is all yours. You have the fundamental tool you need to design a system that fits your needs perfectly, whether it's for one appliance or your entire house. So the only question left is, what are you going to power?